Here we see the tree that was cut down 2 years ago. It had been rotted from the inside, and squirrels had made a big home out of it. So I had it cut down. The tree people wanted $500 to remove the stump. Actually, it's two stumps because the second tree had kind of grown in and mixed in there. My initial plan was to take the stump area and build a compost pile around it. The thinking was I'd have two sections in the compost pile, one long term and one short term. The long term would have sticks and brush, and that's where the stump would be, and just have it slowly break down over years. And the rest would be for grass clippings and stuff like that. So we got everything marked off, with the blocks up and everything, but I realized that physically mowing my own lawn wasn't just an option. And so I hired a guy who didn't save his grass clippings, and now all of a sudden I had a compost with no grass clippings to be added, and so no need for a compost. So my next question I faced was, how do I get rid of the stump? And I wasn't going to pay the $500 that they wanted, so I decided to burn it. It had been a dry summer, and so I was extremely cautious of how to approach this. So I went out and bought a fire ring that I was able to put then the logs in the fire ring to help kind of aim and direct where I wanted the fire to go. After I got the fire going, I was able to remove the fire ring, and I had a kind of a bowl carved out of the stump, and allowed that to burn for a little bit just to see how fast things would go. I didn't intend to do any kind of a full burn, but I just wanted to get the process started. I was really worried about how dry it had been in Minnesota, and so I was just kind of testing things out. One of the things I did do was buy a cover that was designed for fire pits, and that way I was able to put it on top of the stump and kind of act as a way to smother it out, or at least so I thought. I was surprised to see how much of the fire had gone or burned away the stump just from smoldering, even with that cover on, not providing much oxygen. So I got the fire going again. It actually had never gone out, and put the cover back on and let it sit for a few more days. This time when I removed the cover, I was shocked to see how much was gone. About a 3 foot hole. Several areas had even deeper where roots had been burned out, and only thing that was left was the outer ring, the bark of the tree itself. At this point, it became much more harder to burn the remaining part of the stump, the part that was the bark. I inserted my fire pit into the hole and used some of the blocks that were for the compost to get in and around that area and got focused where the fire was going to burn because I had already gone down far enough. Now I need to get that outer ring going. After several days of targeted burning, I was able to get everything down to where I wanted it to. Finally, I lit one big fire and just let it burn out until it's finally just a crater. Overall, I was very happy with the look from start to finish, and I think it was very successful. Minimal amount of work, and looks good. My final step was to then build up my garden area to where that stump was, and hope to have raspberries there next year. Thank you for watching.